War separates us from country.
In 2003, 10 houses of Iranian dissidents were raided in Australia. One of them was my home. They were looking for terrorist activity and ammunition, weapons.
Open the door!
The police were yelling on the other side.
I've just finished performing at a poetry show, and this woman comes up to me and she says, "Where are you from?"
Damascus, city of jasmine. Every time I smell it, they destroyed it.
Then she asked me where I'm from, Brisbane. Then she asked me where I'm really from, Runcorn. And then she asks me where I'm really from.
Car exploded, rocket-propelled grenade, bullets everywhere. I dug a hole, and I waited there for 25 days. This is where I am from.
They searched our documents to see if they could find any evidence I was a terrorist. They found nothing. They didn't search our basement. If they had, they would have found my weapons. This is one of the weapons that I've been using to fight for freedom and democracy. I call this my weapon of mass destruction.
I had a theory that if I was fast enough, I could outrun an idea. On your marks, get set.
I'd be gone before their racism could ever catch up to me.
I dressed my identity in the actions and appearances that would draw the least amount of attention. I'd read the narrative of Australia forgetting that it was fiction and incomplete.
I was running away from my own heritage. I wanted to be as true blue and as fair dinkum as old mate down the road. I wanted roast on Sundays, not rice. I wanted to be an Aussie. But the more I swam in the sea, the more I played in the sun, the darker my face would get. The more often I'd get asked,
"Where are you from?"
I started skateboarding, joined bands, shaved my head, stopped wearing shoes. Did my best impersonation of an angsty white kid. I used that identity to completely erase my Asianness.
Why can't you just be normal?
I tried to be your version of normal. I promise you I designed a figurine breaking every single muscle that refused to move according to its assigned dimensions.
I realized my existence in the society would always be on the edge of town, boundaries strict. So I left the city and returned home.
Instead of asking me, where are you from, or can I put your hair? How about,
Anissa, why so hot?
Anissa, how did you get so awesome?
It takes some practice, but what you think of me doesn't change who I am.
I'm not a glossary for all things Africa.
I'm not the Latinx you see on TV. I don't have a Sofia Vergara accent or a butt like J-Lo's.
No one is just one thing.
I am a goanna, a tree, and a bee. Country is in my DNA.
My ancestors have traveled great distances. I walked their path back to the beginning, healing and reconnecting, so the next generation will know who they are.
where do I fit in? I'm unavailable. I'm disappointed. I'm not alone.
I was raised by survivors, people who held complex amounts of disadvantage as a hand-me-down from one generation to another. I am an outcome of yet another unacknowledged British genocide, dressed by discrimination, empowered by prejudice.
I am raised by human rights activists. Their pain, suffering and struggles are etched in my blood.
I am sorry I don't fit your expectations, but inspire fires that thrive beyond it. I belong in whatever homes it is that I can create. I am here.
War separates us from country, but country calls us.
Where am I from? It's complicated. The answer's fluid. It's dynamic. It has to be. You see, I'm Iranian, but when asked, I'm Persian. I migrated here, but I've been welcomed to this country by many people from many nations. I got a hybrid culture. Not sure what you call it. Not exactly Iranian, nor am I Australian. I grew up here. This is my home. I'm at home here. You want to come to my place? I'll give you the address. Start in Esfahan and take the Bruce Highway up to Innisfail. When you get to Tehran, take a left till you see signs for Townsville. Make sure you park in Hopevale or Happy Valley though, because the bullymen won't like you hanging around in town too much. You'll be right. My place isn't that far now. If you follow the setting sun towards Mount Isa, you'll see the peaks of Mount Damavand. From the beach of Bandar Abbas, you'll see the Lucinda jetty. I'll leave the lights on so you can find your way easier. Oh, almost forgot. If you're planning on staying, don't bring too much stuff with you. There's signs all over the place that say, piss off, we're full. Anyway, you'll be right. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.
The long walk home, on a path that seems of no end. The anticipated catharsis of freedom held within our hearts, one foot in front of the other. The long walk home. My ancestors sung songs of freedom, camouflaged by cane fields and rasp melodies. Freedom lived just beyond the missions, and with the ways of our old people. It whispered from across the seas, new land, new hope, freedom. My parents on their own quest, one foot in front of the other, passed this journey on to me and my siblings. The revolution was dinner talk. Redemption songs were sung unapologetically. Country called us, and finally we could return. And so I set forth for freedom or hope or home or whatever it was that set one foot in front of the other, seeking in an attempt to understand how we strayed this far in the first place, traversing rugged memories cracked and split, drought-stricken heart spaces where child self screamed for love. Then the world that forced us to make this long walk home set aflame the path that we walked and had walked for thousands of years, by our families, our communities, on our country. And now the ground beneath us are hot coals of urgency we run. Race debated, heritage slave traded, hatred for a system that made me the other. The white in me taught me to hate the black in me in me hate the white in me. It's a civil war, an apartheid of being. Home I will find you. Spirit knows you like my nana's hands hold you. Home I will. Maybe in trees that dance in autumn breeze. Home is a place between land and sea. I see you in my dreams. Home we will meet. Maybe on the country of red sands, with whispering ancestors who trace body with ochred hands, a constant search, a restless feeling. One foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other.
My body is a television, and my existence is a channel that I never had the remote control to. I was always... Welcome back to Channel 9. We're crossing live to a resident in Rockhampton to hear more. My mother asked me if I was getting bullied. And I wanted to say that my skin is a house, but the world around me has handed me an eviction notice. I wanted to say that love is a form of currency. But I can't pay the rent because I hate myself. And I'm not sure if I hate me because I hate me or I hate me because they hate me, and they never said it, but I can see it. Welcome back to the cooking channel. Before we prepare this delicious meal, we must first gather the ingredients. Slice your accent into bite-sized pieces, like at the line at the grocery store. Ask your mother not to speak Luganda, just in case anyone realizes that you... Welcome back to the Weather Channel. As you can see here, there's a slight chance of rain. Use this water to scrub and scrub, just to see if your black skin will ever wash off. It never does. Welcome back to the Sports Channel. Look at her go and go and go and go and... I had a theory. If I was faster, I could outrun an idea. On your marks, get set. I'd be gone
before their racism could ever catch up to me. If I was smarter, if I was faster, if I was better. Don't like what you see when you look in the mirror? Dial the number at the bottom of the screen to order our newest edition of skin bleaching cream. Self-hate package sold separate. I'm sitting in Warrigal Road State School at the undercover area. And my friend asks me if I've ever considered what I'd look like if I was white. And she places her hands on my cheeks and says, "You would be so beautiful. It's such a shame." And this is where I was born. In a hospital where my reflection was a diagnosis. My big lips and wide nose, symptoms to an illness I didn't know how to cure. My body was a television. Changing and changing. I changed my hair, my skin, my accent, until I could no longer recognize the little girl who got off the plane to Rockhampton. And if you see that girl, she's looking for the woman that she's going to become. Ask her to call me. My number is 0424.
Present. I'm here. Walking home from school in India, grade 5, 5th standard. I'm here and my past self feeling like I don't really fit in. Like as if I'm running out of time and there's not a lot of air left to breathe. That I'm not really ready for this scary world. So many unknowns. And as I'm thinking this, from the corner of my eye, I see my future self. She says to me, "Brown child, your rage is safe with me. Take space beyond fear. Don't cut your name and dreams into bite-sized morsels for them to thrive off your legacy. Your legacy is limitless. It fills the skies with unconditional love that pours into the oceans to create the nurture that raised entire civilizations just from your worth. Brown child, remember to laugh and to hold hands with yourself, to create the joy that goes against those that oppress us. Remember, when you breaks the entire sisterhood who is here to see you make it. Your pain and your grief and your trauma is for us all to share and not a burden. Brown child, if you ever doubt yourself, remember that my words are of those who have gone and those to come, just like you. You are not alone. Send healing to the times ahead and the moments behind. You are the reason pride fills these lungs, and I am liberated, for you are. And as I'm thinking this, I realize that I'm here, walking home from school. The year is now, and all of my selves have gathered around to remind me that my pain is as valid as my aspirations. I've made it, and my names and dreams fill entire mansions with grace. And no matter what, I am so ready for this world.